What's up, brothers? Guys, we're back with another build that y'all need to try. This poison build just completely melts bosses' health bars in Black Myth Wukong. But before we get into the video, 97% of y'all are not subscribed, so smash that sub button so you don't miss any future uploads. I would greatly appreciate it. I'll also love you for the rest of my life. But anyways, poison in this game is like a double-edged sword. Yes, you will be poisoned and you will slowly be losing HP, but in return, you are going to be doing damage that rivals that of the gods. I think we're going to be naming this build Butter, just because the way the health bars melt off of the bosses. Now, what makes this build so potent is the arm guards that we're using. Every time that we crit, it's inflicting Poison Bane onto any enemy, any boss, doesn't matter. And in this game, the more health the enemy has, the more poison damage is going to do because it does percentage health damage. But let's get into the build so I can show you guys what we're cooking. So to start off, we have our drinks and soaks. We're using the Luong Bomb just because it gives us more damage on our next attack, and we're going to pair that with the Death Stinger, 2 Tiger Relics, and the Mount Ling Tide Seedlings. For our weapon, we're using the Adept Spine Shooting Fubon Staff. I love this weapon, it just has insane amount of crit on it, and the whole purpose of this build is crit, because the more crit we have, the more poison buildup we will do. And for our armor, we're going to be using the Centipede armor set, just because the passive is centered around a poison build. The 4-set passive makes us take reduced poison damage while we're affected, so that's quite nice. Now, the arm guards that we're using is probably the most vital piece of the build. We're using the Venomous arm guards. Now, in order to get this, you have to defeat the Venom Daoist in the Webbed Hollow. The first time you fight him, you have to hit his arms on his back with at least 2 focus points in your heavy or 3 focus points in your heavy. What this will do is remove one of his arms from his back, and you have to remove at least 2 of his arms to get this secret armor piece. But yeah, this is definitely the most important part of the build. And in this case, we're using the Gore-Eyed Daoist for our spirit. And our vessel, we're using the needle just because it gives us more crit and crit damage. And for our first curio, we're going to be using the Celestial Birthstone Fragment. What this is going to do is make it even easier for us to poison the enemy. And for our second, third, and fourth curio, we're going to be using the Cat-Eyed Beads, because we are trying to max out our crit. And of course, we're going to be using the Immortal Blessing Gourd. Every time we sip, it is going to increase our attack damage. And every time we drink, we're going to poison ourselves, which puts us in a poison state, which makes our attack damage even higher. Now, we are in New Game Plus 2, but if you're not, then I would just focus on crit chance and crit damage, and maybe max out your attack damage as well. And for our stances, we're going to use the Smash stance, just because it does the most damage out of any stance. Our Immobilize is maxed out, but it's not necessary. Also, we have Cloud Step maxed out as well, but if you can't, then at least make it to where you can charge a heavy in Cloud Step. Now, you're definitely going to want to max out the Pluck of Many as well. The boys go absolutely crazy when we're using the Gore-Eyed Daoist as our spirit. And for the transformations, go ahead and put every point in the Filthy Malice. What this will do is increase your poison damage, which is perfect with this build. In order to get this transformation, you have to do the quest in the Purple Cloud. It's not hard to do, but if you've already defeated the Dusk Veil in the Purple Cloud, then you will lock yourself out of the quest, just beware. Now, for the relics, the only ones that are useful for us is the first relic and the 6th relic. The first relic, you want to use Keen Insight, and then the last relic, you want to use Unified Minds. And that's pretty much it for the relics. But yeah, that's our setup, so let me show y'all how to use the combo for this build. Alright, so we're going to be fighting Black Bear, no particular reason, I just like to beat the dog out of this boss for some reason. But here we use our spirit, and then we Cloud Step away, we're going to drink and then use our monkeys. And then from here, we're just going to try to get as many crits in as possible so that we can get poison built up on the boss. Doesn't really have to be a specific way that you do it, just try to get poison on them. And then once you get 3-4 focus points in your heavy, go ahead and use that heavy attack. And then by this point, they're probably dead. What I've been trying to do as well as soon as they're poisoned, switch into the Golden Lining transformation to then put them in a shock state so that they take even more physical damage. So then you have poison and thunder going on as well. So it's a crazy build, but no boss has been able to survive after like the 4-point heavy. But this is new game +2, so I'm sure I'll run into some contestant that wants to hang in there a little bit longer. But other than that, that is the build. Like I said, this has been a blast to use. It just melts the boss's health bar away. Just be careful while using it. Keep an eye on your HP because you are going to be poisoned and your health is slowly going to be draining. But if y'all enjoyed it, leave a like on the video, comment down below what you think. Always subscribe if you're new. That's going to be it for me today, you guys. I hope y'all enjoyed it. But I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace!